You're listening to the New World to Go podcast with your hosts, Redbyrd and BDLG.
Hello and welcome to another episode of New World to Go. I am your host, Redbyrd, and with me is BDLG. Bordy, episode 69. We're going to have a nice episode today.
Yes, we will. Yeah, man.
So, 69 jokes aside, we're like, oh man, this is off to a bad start immediately. New World fans, guys, go look at New World fans. We got a new builder up. People are dropping builds like crazy, Bordy. It's exciting to watch. I'm loving to see the theory crafting, our Discord, everybody's theory crafting in there with the builder. It's dope, dude. Taking an amazing job on this. He continues to work on it, make improvements, and it's awesome to have on there, man, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a dope tool, man. He did a great job on it. And yeah, you're right. It's fun to watch people already putting builds up. It's fun to scroll through there and look at the builds that are already up there. It's fun to get on there and make your own build. So if you haven't already, go over there and check it out, dude. It's fun. It
is. And a quick reminder here, next episode 70, the big 70, we have a guest. Studi is going to join us on the podcast. So I'm excited, man. We're big fans of him.
Me too.
Reached out to him. He was excited to do it. So it's going to be a great episode. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Maybe they'll put out another Aeternum, touring Aeternum video, which we're going to cover later on in the podcast. But yeah, dude, it's just gonna be good to have him on. He'll be our third ever guest, I think, right? We've had both of the original members of the New World Order show. I think they've added 2 people, so there's 4 of them now. So we'll have to try to get those 2 on, the 2 new ones on as well. Maybe we can have them all on at once, dude. Have 6 people podcast.
That'd be chaotic,
it could be a complete poop show, or it could be amazing. Who knows? It's a 6-pack of guests. That would be pretty crazy. And then also, guys, the YouTube channel. We just hit, literally, as we're sitting here recording this video, we just hit 900 subs. You guys have been amazing. Thank you guys for the continued support us. Big thanks to the New World team who shouted out our podcast. Didn't hurt that at any means. We're just very grateful to be part of the community and have your guys' support. 900's insane. Well over what we expected in this time frame. We were just talking about this before. I think we just recently hit thanks for 300 or thanks for 400 subs, and it's crazy to think that we're already at 900. We're pushing the next milestone is 1K, Bordy, and we're on the path to 1K now, and it's exciting.
Yeah. I remember whenever we first started this endeavor up, man, we both kind of had this idea in our head. We were like, man, if we can hit 1,000 in a year, then we're going to be super happy with the progress. And we're on track to hit that in way faster than a year. I think within 6 months, which is absolutely insane. So just a huge thank you to you guys, because it's been awesome, man.
It has been. And we could not be here without you guys. Our Discord, our Patreon, all of our subs on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much. And we look forward to the launch of New World, obviously. And dude, it's just gonna be fun to be able to play the game with you guys too. We're extremely excited about that. So let's hop right in here, Bordy. This is going to be a little bit of a quick episode. Obviously, we have to cover the in-game store, the official announcement that New World put out this week. So we'll do quick thoughts on that. We made a full video on the YouTube channel. We hate to do this to you guys. I know it's kind of annoying, but if you want to see our full thoughts, we did do a YouTube video, so you can go check it out on the YouTube channel. It's called the Cash Shop or something like that. I forget what you titled the video, but you'll probably link it in the show notes potentially. But we're gonna glance over that real quick. Just hit the highlights, and then we're gonna go over the touring Aeternum series, which is the first one was Winsward, and it's awesome. I can't wait to continue to watch these as we get closer and closer to launch. I think there's a lot of hype, a lot of information in these videos. I think it's cool what they're doing there. So
yeah.
And then of course we have a company of the week this week. So Bordy, let's hop right in here. So they did an official our vision or whatever they title these of their view or their goal of these certain features in New World. Because of all the recent controversy and everything like that, they obviously came out with one for the in-game shop. So here are the quick thoughts or the quick overview of the the highlights of this. So their plans are obviously to create items that have values to players, but do not create an advantage of in-game. So then again, they restated that they will not have any pay-to-win items in the game ever. And their goal is just to provide items that people would see valuable, that they'd be willing to pay extra money for, cosmetics, etc. So, again, restated that cosmetics will be the only thing present on launch and until, basically 2022 is what they said. And then at that point, I know that's got a lot of people speculating about what they'll add, but they did mention that they plan on, adding things later on in the future, potentially, but they will be worked through with the community and with player feedback. So again, the conversation is open. Obviously, as expected, New World has continued to set this tone and this precedence for community involvement and transparency. Ever since the preview event, they've been releasing the alpha notes and everything like that. So, we have no reason to doubt that they're not going to continue to be transparent with us, Bordy, on what they're going to add in the future.
Yeah, I think they've been incredibly transparent. I think sometimes to a fault that we've mentioned that before, but I don't want to go in depth about the store and our thoughts, because we did do an entire video over it before, and I'm kind of ready to move past the whole in-game store.
I think we all are.
And yeah, I think everyone is. So just to clarify, we are kind of rehashing this. We do have viewers on YouTube, and some of you guys may cross over. Yeah, so there may be some overlap, but some people I know for sure we have just some specific listeners that just listen to the podcast, and they may not watch the YouTube channel. So we do have listeners out there. That's why we kind of cover this stuff again, is for you guys, for you listeners out there. So the cash shop debate, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. Cash shops are a thing. They're not going anywhere. I think New World's statement was fine. I know it's gotten a lot of criticism from a lot of different people. We've gotten a lot of hate ourselves, Red, for our stance, and our stance has not been defending New World. Our stance has just been a reasonable stance on the situation. We have tried to look at this from an objective. I don't know. From a rational standpoint, instead of just twisting off and flying off the handle, we've tried to take all facts and into consideration. We've tried to look at all of the statements they've released up to this point. We are not trying to read in between the lines either, like a lot of people are doing. We just kind of take the things at face value. And I think that's where people are kind of giving us a lot of crap about this, because they're like, well, you should be reading in between the lines. You should be reading into this a little more than you are. And I disagree, and it's fine to disagree, man. I still love you guys that are out there that are hating on us. It's fine, man. We can all have different opinions and move on, but the cash shop is what it is, man. I think New World, I think their statement was good. I think their sentiment was fine. What they released was pretty transparent about what they're trying to do and what they're going to do in the future. So I think at this point, it's just we'll just wait and see, man. There's not going to be anything crazy in there at launch. I think the game's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. So I think, if you want to play it, if you want to give it a shot, then you should give it a shot. If the cash shop just being a thing in the game is preventing you from playing, then that's your prerogative, man. That's your prerogative. And if it bothers you that much, then it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a wait and see for everybody. Honestly, no one really knows what's going to happen in 2 months when the game launches. They don't know what's going to happen at the end of 2021 and into 2022, what they're going to add. No one knows, but I feel like, unfortunately, and I do mean that. Unfortunately, a lot of people are making decisions based off of what could happen. They're so mad that these things could potentially eventually be in the game, and rightfully so. Like, if the game turns to a pay-to-win stance, then they're not going to retain a lot of players. That's just fact.
No, I mean, we would be outraged too, Red. Let's be real. Like, if it goes to pay to win, obviously we're going to be mad too. We are players and lovers of the MMO genre as well. We don't want it to do that. So,
well, not only that, but we spend a lot of our time covering this game. We've been excited about this game for over a year, through delay after delay, and we're excited about the game, and we're trying to take an optimistic stance. But at that point, again, we don't know what's going to happen. We can't read the future. We're choosing to stay positive. We're choosing not to read between the lines because I don't think there's any reason to, because of the amount of transparency they've shown us over the past year since the preview event, with all the alpha patch notes and the changes that they've made to the game, which I think generally are very, very positive. I think they've made a lot of great changes since the preview event. They've added a ton of content. One of our biggest gripes about the game after preview event was there's no, like, not a lot of mid to late game content, like for leveling and stuff. They've done a superb job of that. And, again, I reserve the right to wait and see. And I think I think most people are taking that stance, is like, we're going to play the game at launch. There's not going to be any pay to win items in there. They promised us that. And then we just continue to work together as a community to build this game in a positive direction, because, they want that too. They're not creating a game to fail 2 months after launch. I can guarantee you that, because they're not making any money if that happens. You talk about pay to win in a cash shop. There's no reason for a cash shop if there's no one playing the game. So I doubt that that's their overall goal, like a lot of people have kind of insinuated too, or some people, not a lot. That's basically it. One of the important things to note is that they continue to produce new content and drops and game updates for years to come. So now, they continue to state this, Bordy, which is encouraging. Obviously, this would be Amazon's first big title or big production of a video game that's, of this stature for sure. And it's good to know that, they have a 10-year plan for New World. So if you're a fan, if you play the game at launch and you're, you enjoy yourself, you enjoy the game, you enjoy the activities, you enjoy the combat, everything like that, it's good to know that they will continue to support this game for a long time. It just makes me more and more excited to know that, they have big plans for this game still. And I think, Sir Medieval is supposed to be putting out a video today, or maybe even yesterday, if you're watching the YouTube video today, if you're listening to the podcast, about some of the stuff that they plan on or have plans for. So we'll see, dude. I'm just excited to hear about it. I'm excited to see they're putting out stuff at an alarming rate, Bordy. They've done such a great job at adding stuff every month to this game. And if they continue that past launch, dude, this game could quickly become, one of the more content-rich MMOs out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think that they're headed in the right direction in terms of content and in terms of a lot of things they're doing. I think that this whole cash shop thing has put a little bit of a damper on the hype, but I think that hype is going to build back up before launch, man. I think this is going to kind of not be on the forefront so much as we move towards launch, and hopefully people will get in the game and play it and enjoy it enough that it's like, well, cosmetics are fine, and hopefully they don't add anything crazy to the cash shop and everything's great. And that's what we're hoping for, man. I think the game is going to be amazing still, and I can't wait for it. We're super close, man. We're what? It's already almost June, dude. So we're less than 2 months away from beta. We're getting there. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited still. This didn't put a damper on my hype. I'm still ready to play the game, man. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, and there's no reason not to be at this point. Yeah. So here's another exciting thing, Bordy, is, this is the newest MMO for a long time. We talk about this all the time. It's just exciting to have a fresh start in an MMO with all of our community, with our with your friends, with people, to be all on the ground level. It's been a long time since an MMO launched like this, that you can all be, start from day one and level and experience the game from a new player standpoint. I can't wait, dude. I'm extremely excited, especially, for another MMO, because this is my genre, dude. I love MMOs, and I'm not going to let anybody bring me down, dude. I'm going full steam ahead. And, again, I'll continue to communicate what I want and don't want in the game in a reasonable manner. And I think that's what we should all do as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here we go. That's enough about that. Hopefully we never talk about that ever again.
Yeah,
we keep saying that, but we're gonna cover the news. It is what it is, right? So never say never, right? We just hope that this is the last time we have to talk about it. All right, so touring Aeternum. This is the new series they put out on Twitter and YouTube of a tour of one of the settlements in New World. I thought it was really well done. The video was fun to watch. It was like 4 minutes, I think, 4 or 5 minutes. So if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. It's just a cool overview of the zone, what the storyline in the zone is, and the different sites and attractions here. So, Bordy, what was your thoughts just overall before we jump in here? What were your thoughts of the video of the Touring Aeternum series?
Dude, I actually liked it a lot. I seen them tweet it out, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I didn't know. I didn't know if it was. I didn't know what it was at first. Then I watched the video, and I was like, "Man, that's actually pretty dope, dude." I liked it. I liked the way they had it voiced over. I liked the way they kind of went through each of the kind of points of interest in the zones, and they kind of showed you kind of the Amrine Temple and through the settlement and through some of the other places. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. It was pretty informative too. If you're a new player coming into New World and you don't know a lot about it, a lot about the zones, a lot about the territories and that type of thing and what you can expect. This was a good overview and a good introductory video to Windsward. I thought it was cool, man. I really enjoyed it. I hope they continue to do these. I hope they do it for every zone in the game. And I really hope they do it even for the northern parts of the map. Up like toward the Shattered Mountain and the Great Cleave and all those areas too, and not just the places that have settlements in there. I hope they do the kind of the northern parts too. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I can't wait. Windsward is one of the like lower, earlier start zones that you'll interact in New World. So it is cool to see like what you're going to get into right off the jump. Here are some of the interesting things I think overall from the video. The tour of the city. I love the idea of breaking down and making those NPCs living people that you'll go and interact with. I love the name of the inn. I thought that was really cool. Like how, make it more of a location other than just like this place that you bind your respawn point or whatever.
Yeah, the Southern Breeze. Yeah.
I love that. I love the flavor that they added in there with all the NPCs and locations inside of the city. I thought that was dope. And then, we just had an event about this, but it's important to note that Amrine Temple is part of Windsward, Bordy. So, this is another big attraction. It's going to be a first expedition that everybody's able to participate in and be in. So I think Windsward is going to be a great place, and the video definitely served it well.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was really, really cool, man. And some of the shots they had, some of the kind of the panning shots they had, like I'm looking at one right now of the Windsward Fort, and it's really, really cool because the obelisks are there. And we've done a lore video, or a couple of them, I think, over these obelisks and kind of the tie into the ancients. And it's really cool to see these kind of just in their circular form here. Is just a really cool shot, I thought. And the fort looks really cool. I thought they did an excellent job on this, man. I don't really know what else to say. If you haven't watched it, you definitely need to go watch. They have like the farm in there, and they talk about the farms that are scattered all over Aeternum and kind of what they're for. It was just really good. I was very much entertained. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. So back to the Windsward Fort thing. I thought that, one of the things that's kind of, I guess, less thought about, or one of the underrated aspects of having these forts now become PvP hotspots and like things to war over, it kind of brings out the appearance or the the feel of this contested or conflicted land or zone. These three factions are warring over this fort for strategic purposes. Obviously, we see it as like a world buff, trying to get a world buff, but the flavor of the world of Aeternum is just constantly people at war trying to win power or, or influence or whatever. So I love that how they displayed the fort and the storyline behind the fort in Windsward.
Yeah, I did too. And I think this helps with immersion too for a lot of people, or at least it did with me. Just watching this and seeing the tour down the settlement and then all of the different locations and everything, like I had mentioned, it does help kind of get immersed in the world. And you talked about kind of the NPCs. You kind of got to get a glimpse at them. And I really like that as well. You kind of get to know them a little bit. And that just helps you have a connection to the game and to the lore. And I think that's where you create your long-term player bases. Whenever players feel really connected to the game and they feel connected to kind of even the NPCs and the world and all that's whenever you have some long-term fans of the game, and that's when people will stick around for forever, and I think that this video did a pretty good job at kind of portraying that, and then it also gives you some information too, like what kind of wildlife you can expect in this zone, which I thought was really cool, and just a good introduction to Windsward, man. thought it was neat. I thought it was a neat video.
Yeah, one of the this is kind of the last point I kind of had about the touring Aeternum series, but I love the flavor behind Windsward being like a farmstead or like a place where it's an ending zone or like a beginning zone, excuse me. But there's still like this rich idea behind it being, Windsward is like a farm town or whatever that's been taken over by the Withered. Basically lots of zombies and everything infested, these farms that you're going to have to do quests in and try to relieve, the settlements or the settlers of Windsward. And I just love the idea. Again, this kind of reminds me of WoW a little bit, I guess, because a lot of the beginning quests, like if you're part of the Alliance, are centered around these farms or these farms that have been corrupted and overran, and you're trying to help these farmers get their farm back or like clear the danger of the area. I love that flavor. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we're both. Maybe I'm speaking for myself here. From a small farm town that had friends that were farmers, and just the idea of like going out there to their farm and like killing zombies so they can keep farming crops. I don't know why that's fun, but it's like, it's just cool to think like you're helping real people, get their farms back. And obviously, that's what part of these quests are going to be in this zone is helping clear this infestation of Withered. So I thought they did a great job in the video, man. It got me hyped up for visiting Windsward in game. And I think that's the point of these is looking forward to, getting to be part of these zones and the quests and the NPCs and the settlements. I think it's going to be a ton of fun to kind of look back on these and compare them with your in-game experiences.
Yeah, man. It makes me just want to go immerse myself into the world. And I that's why I think the video was good, because it had that effect on me. And I think that it was well done. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. We're raving about it, but I think it was a good video. For sure.
All right. Well, that about does it, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments of the Touring Aeternum series. I'm sure we're going to do cover a bunch more of these on the podcast. But dude, overall, I think it's a great start to, if they do one a week, man, they should be pretty close around closed beta or launch at this point, because dude, we're heading in that direction real quick.
Yeah.
So, all right, Bordy. Well, that about does it. Why don't you go ahead and cover the company of the week, which is the Demise.
Yeah, the company of the week. This is one of our patron supporters. That's why they're featured here on the podcast. So Demise, they are an EU hardcore PvX company. The region obviously is EU. Faction is undecided. Language is English. Focus PvX size 51 plus. They are currently recruiting. It says they are a company of world first MMO players and FPS tournament winners. Who all love spreadsheets a little too much. All right, so hey, they're digging down into the spreadsheets,
hey, man,
bro.
Are you gonna give them
my kind of people
for humble bragging? You always give me trouble. You're gonna let the Patreon slide?
No, it's cool if these people do it, because they're talking about their whole company. They're not talking about their individual accolades like you do, Red. You know what I mean? Like, you don't make it about the group that you were with.
That's
you
not
make
true.
it about yourself.
We kill bosses.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I've never heard you even say that, dude. Yeah, you just interrupted the shout out to Demise. All right, so it says Demise is a highly organized and active team of people who come from all different competitive backgrounds in MMO, FPS, and strategy games. They're all united and they share relentless determination to be the best. If you share that determination, keep on reading. If not, then Demise is not the guild for you. So I think that says it all, man. They have some really, really cool, a lot more in their description here that's really, really cool. They show a screenshot of some of their spreadsheets that they have created, and they are quite robust. They seem to be incredibly organized, probably one of the most organized companies that we've seen yet, I think, in terms of, at least on our recruitment pages over on newworldfans.com. They have an incredible system going here. It seems like they already have a lot of people on this spreadsheet recruited to play with their company. Dude, you guys just got to go look at this for yourself. It's crazy. The spreadsheets are nuts. They have things hyper organized over here. So if you want to be a part of a very hardcore guild, this is it, man. Demise. They seem.
And this is important to note. This is kind of weird. We did not plan this. I did not plan this. But one of the big officers in that guild is Big Bear. I assume the same Big Bear as the guy from the New World Order podcast. So. Shout out
Wait,
to
hold on, Big Bear TV, like
Yeah.
the guy that streams. And okay, yeah, dude, I didn't realize that. That's dope. Yeah, I honestly had no idea. Yeah, big shout out to Big Bear, super cool guy.
So again, if you guys, it seems like if you're interested in performing at the highest level in New World, considering min-maxing, all those fun things, then Demise seems to be a place you should be putting in your application for sure.
Bro, that looks legit. I'm not gonna lie. Bro,
important.
I nerd out over this stuff. I'm a CPA, so these spreadsheets are, dude. Hey, I don't know who created this stuff, but it looks dope. I like it. I like organization, man. That's how my mind works. If you guys do too, then go check out Demise. Pretty cool company, man.
Yes, and again, EU. So
yes,
important to don't apply if you're an NA
Very true.
guy. Yeah, it'll be on different servers, so it's not going to work well. All right, guys. Yeah. Well, that about does it for New World to Go. We really appreciate it. Again, episode 69. Next episode, dude, we will be episode 70, and we'll have our buddy Studi. So we're excited about that. So if you are a fan of Studi, definitely tune into that one. We appreciate you guys so much. Again, from the bottom of our hearts, you guys have killed it as far as support goes, kept us going through these downtimes, through all of these changes, through the PvP meta, through the cash shop meta. You guys are the real ones, and we thank you guys so much for watching us. We can't, without words, express, or with words, because I can't speak at all, express how thankful we are for you guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we will see you on another episode of New World to Go.